You're listening to the Life of Lozo podcast.
We are live here at Life of Lozo.
He is the funniest, smartest, sexiest guy I know.
Lozo is now live.
Yo, on this episode, we recap Season 2 of the Life of Lozo podcast. We highlight all the great conversations we had all season long, have some fun, and talk about some new sponsors and partners. Thank you, as always, to our sponsors, Stay Tuned Studios, Taylor Shop Inc., 03 Productions, The Beat Brigade, Rhyme Designs Clothing, Ronz Guitars, The Music Experience, Custom Shirts and more, TheMishmash.com, and of course, Jack's Nutrition. Let's go. Yo, Life of Lozo podcast Season 2 recap is here. We have finally wrapped up the 20th episode, so that is another 10 in the books for Season 2. And just want to do a quick little recap throughout the episodes of Season 2, and also talk a little bit about some of the new partners and sponsors that have hopped onto the Life of Lozo podcast, and give a couple of shout-outs and that type of thing. So we'll get this party started. So Episode 11 and Episode 12 actually came out on the first day. That was the Life of Lozo podcast first, where we aligned the kickoff of Season 2 on the same day as Social Media Day in Jacksonville here. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to bring in a couple of people that are kind of into social media heavy and do some work, professionally and personally. So Episode 11 was Belicia Walker, who is an online blogger and writer based out of Orlando, Florida. And we talked a lot about just kind of her, her life story, what kind of got her into online blogging, her thoughts on what she's doing now and what she wants to do in Orlando and the things that she wants to get involved in. You can check her out on Beeshe_B on Instagram. That's at BEESHE_B on Instagram, or evolutionofbeeshe.com is where her blog is. And since then, we've had a chance to chat a little bit more and talk over social media and, some really, really cool stuff that Belicia's been doing, and some traveling and kind of getting involved in the art world and culture in Orlando, which is something that we talked about on the show. So shouts out to Belicia, and I'm proud to see you doing your thing and continuing to grow and push your boundaries and get involved in more stuff. So fantastic work, and keep it going, and a great conversation, a lot of fun. And we talked a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Blythe from guysgirl.com and at guysgirl on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And, of course, Helmets and Heels on all social media. Blythe was a great conversation. What was cool about Blythe is just her passion for sports and the Jaguars. And we had a lot of fun talking about the upcoming season that, of course, now we are some games into preseason here, and there's been some drama with the Jaguars. But it's been really cool to kind of follow Blythe and see what she's got going on, and see what she's got coming up for this season. But again, it was nice to kind of learn more about her passion for sports, and what she's doing with Helmets and Heels and 1010XL. But then also like her concept around Guys Girl Media and the things that she's doing with social media, and marketing, and of course her modernlogisticsmarketing.com, and really coming from the space of logistics and transportation, and some of the work that she's done, helping a lot of these companies, small, medium, and large business, really better understand social media, and how to put it to work. Not just have social media accounts, not just post things every once in a while, but actually how to drive engagement, how to use social media to get footsteps, or to get sales or purchases or interest or signups or whatever it is that you're going for. But we had a really, really fun conversation, and I'm looking forward to continuing to follow Blythe on all her social media in regards to this NFL season, and see hopefully everything works out how she wants it to work out. But if not, I actually kind of I enjoy the feistiness of her getting upset with the Jaguars player. So selfishly, I'm hoping that there's some more drama going on, and it gets her all worked up, because I think it's hysterical. Episode 13, Brooks Whalen, the founder of Local Goods Market. Really great conversation. At the time that we did the episode, Brooks had really was, I think, just a couple of months into launching Local Goods Market. And since then, I made a commitment on the show that I would be at his next meetup, and we got a chance to go a couple of weeks back, and it was awesome. It was a little bit of weather, so they were unsure of being inside or outside, and they kind of moved everybody inside. But it was just awesome to see the community out there supporting, Local Goods Market, at a local brewery, looking and talking to all of these creators and having their products out. There was everything from jewelry to soap to baked goods to T-shirts. I mean, you name it. Artists were there. It was just a really, really cool event. It was awesome to catch up with them and kind of see how it had grown. And at that point, the amount of local creators that he had on the site, has really, really grown quite a bit. And now he's kind of looking to, really kind of bring in other elements and other industries. We talked more about kind of the music angle for Local Goods Market, but super cool. It was great to see, the amount of support that was there. It was great to see the local artists out and about, talking to people, selling things. Just a really, really cool, feel good type deal. So again, if you are a local creator in the Jacksonville area, please check out localgoodsmarket.com. Same thing on Facebook, on Instagram, and then Local Goods Market without the E at the end, MARKT on Pinterest. But check it out. He's continuing to grow that business. It's super cool. There's been a lot of different events that I've been at. I went to the inaugural, I think it was the Avondale kind of art walk that they started. And of course, Brooks was there, doing his thing. And I'd also gone down to like the Riverside Arts Market as well. And Brooks was there every single time as well. So, it was just really cool to kind of see him, continuing to drive awareness about what he's got going on and supporting a lot of the local art scene here in Jacksonville. So, shout out to Brooks, and, looking forward to seeing, what else you got coming down the line here. Episode 14, Don Ringhofer, owner of Stay Tuned Studios and head engineer of STS Podcasts. Had a really, really great episode. It was awesome that we got a chance to talk to Don. He's pretty much been on every episode that we've done in studio, at Stay Tuned Studios, STS Podcast, Studio A. And it was fun because we brought Christian Abrahamson back kind of as a co-host for that episode. First time we've ever had like a true co-host on the show. And we had a lot of fun. Learned a lot about Don, learned a lot about his passions, what kind of got him into the rehearsal space, where he's going now with the STS Podcasts, and it was fun because in the first, couple episodes of season 2, we shot like a small commercial in studio for STS Podcasts, and that was really cool. And I got to air locally on some TV stations, and his website is currently being updated, should be almost done about now, and that will include a lot of information around podcasting. And already a bunch of people expressing some interest, which is absolutely fantastic. So really proud to kind of be based out of Stay Tuned Studios, and seeing what's going on there, and really creating awareness of a really great place to come in and podcast. Episode 15, Chicago Open Air. What a great, awesome experience. A crazy, crazy weekend. Really exhausting, but a whole lot of fun. Got to hang out with Squiggy and the Music Experience guys, and if you listen to that episode, worked all day, did a bunch of live social media stuff for the Music Experience. Did a lot of hosting, did a lot of just talking to the crowds at the event, bringing people in to the experiences that were going on. And so by the end of the day, completely losing my voice, but recapping every day because I wanted to remember everything. But really great stories, really great time. It was awesome to see the impact that we had on the social media analytics and some of the things that we worked on, but really just the experience of the people that were there, engaging at the Music Experience, having great times with a lot of the autograph signings, and of course Ronz War Guitars. Just some really, really cool stories, but had a blast. I think I slept for like the next day and a half when I got back to town because it was exhausting, but it was a really, really good time. Episode 16, Mike, the owner of Jack's Nutrition, myjacksnutrition.com. One of the sponsors of the show here, and just an awesome guy. You know, Mike is a busy dude. He's always doing a ton of stuff in the community. He's always, at his stores, role modeling great behaviors for his team, talking to every customer that walks in. The guy is just a great guy, awesome guy. Can't talk more about how much I appreciate Mike and everything that he does. He's done for me and for the community. And so it was cool. We kind of just did a guerrilla style podcast. I just rolled up in the shop one day and had the recorder on and we went. So if you're looking for really, really good information and detail around, eating right and around supplements. We basically toured the entire store section by section, and Mike really broke down for us what all the different things do, why people would want to use different types of things, what the differences are in many of the products. So, a lot of the feedback I got in the episode was people really appreciated it because it was kind of a 45-minute education around a lot of the things that people hear about, like, creatine and BCAAs and protein powders and all these different types of things. But Mike, I think just did a fantastic job explaining what they are, what they're for, who they're for, when to use them. So it was really awesome. I just really enjoyed that episode. Really appreciated it. And go check out Jack's Nutrition on Atlantic or over in Tapestry, but myjacksnutrition.com. A lot of the new Jack's Nutrition supplements are now available, and they're all on the website now as well. So you can order them on the website. And there's actually delivery, in the greater Jacksonville area. So super cool. Check that out. Episode 17, the Michigan family vacation. So, took the wife and our girls up to Michigan to go visit family, celebrate my birthday a little bit early, and enjoy kind of the Midwest small town experience. We drove up, long drive. We talked about it in the drive up, talked about it in the drive down. That was a little bit tiring, but it was cool. It was nice to have all of our own stuff and not have to take two young babies on planes up there to Michigan, but really, really had a great time. I got to connect with my brothers and our friend Justin and reminisce about some of the shenanigans and fun stuff that we've done. Talk a little bit about college football and some athlete stuff, but just a really, really fun podcast, and just really enjoy the time up there. It was super cool. After that, we dropped a bonus episode to talk a little bit about a few things that were going on, but most importantly, the Josh Saman MMA Foundation, and the opportunity that I had to go down to Combat Night Fights in Orlando. I took the time in the bonus episode to talk about how I would be supporting them going forward and really helping and just creating awareness. The foundation is absolutely amazing. It's completely 100% giving back to combat fighters and wrestlers in the Central Florida area, from Tampa. I mean, it's kind of even South Florida at this point. Combat Night Fights, they're doing events kind of all over Florida now, and a little bit of South Georgia. So the idea is kind of wherever that space is, kind of the mostly Central Florida, and maybe a little bit of South Georgia, and maybe getting a little bit more into South Florida. But really trying to support a lot of the up and coming local fighters as they train and follow their dreams of if they want to become a fighter or a combat fight athlete. The Josh Saman MMA Foundation really just being there to provide scholarships, direction, help, advice, gear, all different types of things. And so it was just a really cool thing. I'm super excited to be helping out. We've already done some work. We actually have a upcoming fight here in Jacksonville, September 2nd, at the Mavericks at the Landing, that we're going to be doing some really cool stuff for the local fighters that will be there. But that was cool. It was cool to do a bonus episode and announce that. And it kind of led us right into episode 18, where we actually had Reggie Snapback Mac on the show, a amateur MMA fighter that actually fought at the event in Orlando and just a great guy. Really kind of gave us some insight and thoughts around what it's like to be an amateur MMA fighter and what that looks like, and balancing things like jobs and relationships and family and friends, and fighting and training. And that was cool. It was a great interview. We had a lot of fun. The cool thing is that Reggie will be on that card in Jacksonville. So, he's getting right back into the ring and actually stepping up in weight class a little bit. Shout out to ludusmartialarts.com and at ludus.martial.arts.jax on Facebook is the gym that he's at, and at Ludus Martial Arts on Instagram. So that's the gym that he represents, and go check them out. And there are a lot of great gyms here in Jacksonville. But he is really, he's really happy with that one. And so, check them out. And you can also find Reggie on Facebook. We're still trying to get him on some other social media, but since he's working and training, he's like, he doesn't have time for that. So, you check him out on Facebook, follow him, but more importantly, come on out and support him at some of the local events here. And if you make it out to the landing, on September 2nd, come check out the Combat Night fights there. And again, support some of these local fighters. Episode 19. We brought back Kool-Aid, and we talked golden decade of hip hop, the year 1999. So of course, we went long because that's what happens when we talk about hip hop. And, we had a lot of fun. We nerded out about art and hip hop. We shouted out Kyle Willis a million times, cause that's our dude. And Kool-Aid, did a freestyle at the end of the episode. And, if you remember early in season 1, when I had Kool-Aid and Squiggy on, he talked about, just his background and freestyling and what he does, and felt very confident that he does it very, very well. And a little bit of a spoiler alert, he does it very, very well, and did it at the end of the episode. So if you want to listen to some content around hip hop, and specifically the golden decade of the 90s and the year 1999, check out that episode. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and Kool-Aid absolutely murdered the Joey Mapes Beat Brigade beat at the end of the episode. So episode 20, Mayweather versus McGregor, the mega fight. So that was cool. We welcomed back actually Reggie Mack. We welcomed back Christian Abrahamson, and then of course Don was there, and we just did a round table on the fight, and had some fun, talked about what we thought was going to happen, made some predictions. Again, spoiler alert, since it's already happened, Reggie Mack pretty much nailed exactly what was going to happen. He, to a T, said that Mayweather would win in later rounds by TKO. And the reason for that is that, he is the best, defensive boxer that's ever lived. That McGregor may be able to get some shots in, but they won't be heavy. They won't be hard. Mayweather will get through it pretty easily. He will start to understand what McGregor is doing. He'll switch up his style based on what's going to work. He'll let him gas out. He'll turn it up towards the end, and that there's no way that he would let it go all the way, because he needs to stop this fight. And that's exactly what he ended up doing. So that was pretty cool. That night, as we were all text messaging, watching the fight in different places, and Reggie Mack absolutely killed that prediction. So that was the final episode of season 2. A couple real quick shout outs for some sponsors and partner highlights. Custom Shirts and More, Corey and Tiffany here in Jacksonville. Custom Shirts, Jax.com and everythingduval.com are their 2 websites. But they do absolutely fantastic work. Of t-shirts and outfits and embroidery and hats, and they have the Everything Duval clothing line, and they do bags and cheerleader uniforms. And if there's any type of clothing element that you need to have customized, they do a fantastic job, and they do everything from kind of your inexpensive promo style clothing items all the way to the really, really, high quality items that you can feel the difference in, and they're amazing. They also do different types of tinting and some other, services that they offer, but I will tell you, I highly recommend them. I've sent a few people over there already. They've done some great work for them as well. So again, custom shirts and more, support local business. So from a screen printing custom shirt standpoint, whether you're a local business, a school, a restaurant, clothing line, or even need shirts for a bachelorette, bachelor party, they've got you covered. And also custom decals and vinyl. So custom decals for your business storefront or for your car windows. They offer all of that at Custom Shirts and More. Check them out, customshirtsjacks.com. And the mishmash.com. But they make cool gear so you can wear your love for Michigan right on your sleeve. And the cherry on top, every purchase gives back to Michigan-based charities. So as an example, Forgotten Harvest right now is a charity that they're working with, and they were formed to fight two problems in Metro Detroit: hunger and waste. They rescue millions of pounds of food that would otherwise go to waste from grocery stores, restaurants, and more, and deliver it free of charge to emergency food providers. So one shirt from the mishmash.com equals 10 meals for Metro Detroit families in need. So a big shout out to mishmash.com. They got some super cool shirts. For those of you that know, I'm from Michigan. I'm a huge Faygo pop fan, or what you would call soda down here. And they got some really cool Faygo t-shirts that I love to wear that make sense to me, and not many more people down here unless you're from the Midwest or specifically Michigan. But I love them. They're great. They got some cool stuff going on. Again, a local company, a local business based in Michigan. So go check them out. So again, thank you so much for everybody's support. Season 2, we had a great time, a lot of different styles of podcasts, a lot of different types of guests, a lot of different types of content. I couldn't be more excited for what's to come for season 3. And I really just wanted to say thank you so much for the support. We're going to take another couple of 2 to 3 weeks hiatus here, on the podcast and re-up again our artwork for season 3 and continue to have some really great content coming up. Also, thank you everyone for the support for Hacking Your Leadership with Chris and Lorenzo. That was kind of our spinoff from The Life of Lozo, dedicated to leadership questions and leadership content. And the support for that show has absolutely been amazing and staggering. And, it's almost surreal. So thank you all for the support. And check that out, Hacking Your Leadership, on iTunes, on Podbean, on Stitcher, on a lot of different other podcast players. But please check it out. The episodes are no more than 20 minutes, and they include a little 1-minute hack at the end. But we've really, really appreciated the support with that. So thank you all for listening. And we're going to take a break, and we will see you in a handful of weeks for season 3 of The Life of Lozo. I am out of here. Peace. The Life of Lozo podcast is brought to you by Stay Tuned Studios, STS Podcast, The Taylor Shop Inc., 03 Productions, The Big Create, Rhyme Designs Clothing, Ronz Wood Guitars, The Music Experience, Custom Shirts and More, Local Goods Market, The Art of Kyle Willis, The Josh Saman MMA Foundation, The Mishmash.com, and of course, Jack's Nutrition. Share the episode, rate it, like it, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. See y'all next season. Peace.